He clothed them because he
I'll
found
let Rod handle
the
this.
need.
Well, wait,
He
wait,
found
wait,
the
wait, wait,
need
wait,
was
wait,
not
wait, wait,
sufficient.
Apostle, wait, wait. The book say clearly, who told you you was naked? Because they had put something on. They covered themselves. Who told you you was naked? So God didn't even know that they had been told they was naked.
They,
Come on now.
they covered themselves with leaves, and it did not cover them.
The next question, sir.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
You muted, sir.
Stop muting me, sir.
All right, yeah, I'm muting you because you can't be quiet when somebody asking a question. So I'm asking you a question now.
Trying to answer.
All right, don't answer. We moving on. Does God have partners, or do God work alone, Apostle? The God of the Bible, of the Hebrew, of the Israelites. Apostle? Does God work with partners, or does God work alone? The God of the Israelites. Oh, now he ran. Apostle ran. He ran.
I was waiting on that line because he clearly said, hey, let us go down and see what these people doing.
But not only that, Apostle clearly said, in order to get to God, I got to go through Jesus. So it's Jesus and God working together. You see where I'm going? He always saying, I got to go through Jesus. I got to talk to Jesus. I got to get to Jesus. So does God have partners, or he works alone?
But they never read in the New Testament when Jesus said, why callest thou me good? There's only one good, and that is the Father.
Thank you.
Who art in heaven.
Thank you.
Right? But that's one and the same, one and the same.
See, he running. I hope when me and you get this debate in, you don't run from me, brother. You ain't gonna be able to do that. You ain't gonna be able to run from me, man. I'm gonna show you, Apostle, that with my teacher, I got a good teacher, and she taught me very well about this Bible. I speak of none other than Paul, of course. And you're gonna see, brother, that I'm better than you now with these scriptures. Y'all, hey, brother Rod, they used to beat me up, brother. The Hebrew Israelites, now they run from me, brother Rod. They run from me.
Look, I'm not trying to run nobody away. I'm not trying to change the way nobody. But hold on, I'm saying this for a reason. I'm not trying to turn nobody away. I'm not trying to run nobody away. I ain't trying to track nobody in. I'm just telling what little bit of information I know, and I don't know it all.
Right.
I do know how to say when somebody asks the right question, man. I don't know.
Let me show you this right quick, and then I'm gonna go on with the next question. I'm gonna let somebody ask you the next question. When I asked them about this right here, Deuteronomy 21:10, about the grape doctrine, about the rape doctrine, he said, no, it's not grape. All right. Well, we can clearly see it is. When you go, I said, oh, so when you're going on to war, it's all right. You can go ahead into her. It's still rape. It's still grape. It's still that. It doesn't matter if you're in war or if you're not in war. You taking the woman. It says when you go forth to war against your enemy, and the Lord your God delivers them. See, God delivered the enemy to the Israelite. And the Lord your God, right here, let me see. And the Lord your God delivered them into your hands. So God is in on it. The God of the Israelites, he's in on capturing the people because he delivered them into the hands of the Israelites. And you take them captive. If you notice among the captives, a beautiful woman, God is like, yo, hold on, stop. You ain't got to kill her. See, this is me paraphrasing now. Because you see a beautiful woman amongst the captives, the people that you're killing, her mother and her father. Stop. Don't kill her. You ain't got to kill her. He said, and you take the captives. If you notice among the captives, a beautiful woman and are attracted to her, you may take her as your wife. You ain't asking her to be your wife, because what the Israelites believe in, if you go into her, then she's automatically your wife. So they make a big thing out of that, saying, no, she becomes a wife. No, nigga, she ain't become a wife, because you teach that once you go inside of her with your penis, she's automatically your wife. See the trickery, right?
But then, but hold on, that don't apply to what they call goy.
Go ahead.
In the goyim, they that's not in the biblical narrative of the Israeli doctrine. It's in the Talmud and the Mishnah.
Okay, all right,
right. And they say that if they have sex with the goy, that's not having sex.
right. Okay,
right.
but let me finish breaking this one down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it says, you may take her into your hands, bring her into your home. See, now once you take her, it's called kidnapping. Once you take her, it's kidnap. So you could, bring her into your home and have her, make her shave her head. So when it says have her, you think that woman want to cut her hair off? Hell no. That's her beauty. You think she want to trim her nails? Hell no. That's her beauty. Have her shave her head, trim her nails, and put aside the clothes she was wearing when she was captured. Take off all of those clothes that you was wearing. Get rid of the negative energy. That's what it's saying. After she have lived in your house and mourned her father and mother. Now listen, you kill her father and mother. Now the person that took her didn't have to kill him, but it's still in their gang. Let's say the Bloods or the Crips, and they kill her mother. You still in that group right there. And after 30 days, right, for a full month, then you may go in onto her. She will be your wife. See, once you go into her, now she's your wife. But here's the catch. Check it out. If you're not pleased with her, if you don't like the boxing, you're not pleased with her, it's not good enough for you.
After you use her up.
Yeah, after you use her up, let her go wherever she wishes. You must not sell her or treat her as a slave. Why? Since you have what? Dishonored her. Bingo, right there. You already dishonored her by taking her, by going into her. She could have been a virgin by going in onto her. It's right there in your goddamn Bible, man. That is great. I don't give a damn what you say. You killed her damn mother. What woman is going to want to lay down with you when your gang have killed them? And then the excuse is, well, we were at war. We were in war. She was captive. Yeah, she's a slave. She was a prisoner of war. Prisoners of war don't have no goddamn rights, but Apostle would try to make you think she had rights and she could say no. And when it go back up to here, when it says you can take her, I wanted to ask Apostle, can she say, no, I don't want to go, Apostle? No, she can't say that because they will kill her. See?
On the spot.
But see, he's so quick to try to defend the indefensible. You can't defend this. It's right there. All right, let's go on.
But real quick. Don't please let me interject, King, real quick. Plus, while she's there, if some other guy on your gang takes her and rapes her, she gets beaten. He doesn't. That's in the scripture.
Think about that. The Apostle don't want this smoke with me, man. Because what they do, Brother Rod, is they add to the scriptures. They add to it. And I like when you said, that's not in the scriptures. You can't see that in the scriptures. He talking about that was a spiritual death. No, the hell it wasn't. It says that day you will die. On that day you will die.
If they surely die, that means ain't no doubt about it. You dead that day.
Right. It don't say nothing about no spiritual death. They added that. But anyway, let's move on. Genesis, do you have a question?
Yes, I do.
Let's go.
Okay, so this is going to be a little bit more about like closer
All right,
to
go ahead.
Right. So in the movie Nope, I'm not sure if you see the movie Nope by Jordan Peele.
I don't think so.
I didn't see it either.
So there's these things that were UFOs that everyone thought to be spaceships. However, in the movie, as they like found out that the UFOs are not of planet Earth, right? Were actually a predator-like creature organism and not a spaceship. Recently, they admitted to UFOs existing in Congress, and they mentioned that they are not sure if the UFOs that are coming up out of that they're coming in contact with are machines or organisms coming up out the sea, flying around, going to nuclear power plants, cutting off and on nuclear reactors. What is your take on unidentified flying objects as organisms? Could this civilization, could it be underwater? Could it be a creature from underwater? Are there any stories of this? Could Anunnaki be underwater instead of in outer space? In Yoruba tradition, we have a concept called Olokun, which is the deep, dark parts of the ocean. That's still a mystery. What are your thoughts? Is there a connection? Is there any ancient texts that talk about any kind of like UFO like objects that come up out the ocean and are like creatures, or maybe they are machines, or what's your take on that?
Well, go to the Dogon, the Dagon that came from the waters, and they was dressed like fish, right? So we do have stories of people coming out of the water to teach humans on land, but it don't say if they got a ship under the water. It just said that the Dogon came out of the water. That's the fish head god that the Pope wear a hat in commemoration to, right? And this not a unknown phenomenon to experience what people refer to as mermaids or people that swim in the ocean. You still have tribes in South Africa that free dive. Then you got them in Asia that free dive without scuba gear, been doing it for thousands of years. And they say they got it from their ancestors who originally came from the water onto the land. So that concept is in a lot of legends around the world. And as far as them being the ships themselves being an organism, I can't say one way or the other. I have no information to say that the ship itself is an organism, but we do know that some of the ships that's crashed, they've recovered organisms from, because they disclosed it in the Senate hearings that they had what's called biologics, which is the body of what they classify as an alien.
So would you think that, like, okay, for instance, that the mermaids are just fish, kind of like humanoid fish swimming around? Or do you think they might be underneath the water with advanced technology? If there were Anunnaki and like maybe the earth probably went through a change, that maybe the Anunnaki, some of them probably like went underneath the water and created like a civilization there. And now they're like ships are coming up out the ground and flying over stuff instead of coming from outer space, but that maybe they're here already in the ocean and just coming up out the water.
Several ufologists have put forth that the beings that we seeing is coming from inner earth and they coming from beneath the oceans, and they present different lines of belief to why they came to that conclusion, right? So it's really a hazy topic because a lot of the UFO experience information has been kept concealed from us. We couldn't cross-reference or research until now. We starting to get access to this information, and then we'll be able to review it and go over it later. But all of the information is still not available to us because they still disclosing in real time.
And you know, recently they're saying that we live in like a dome-like thing. It's that we can't get out of this dome, right? And then when you see rockets go up, it looks like it hits the dome and comes right back down. So would the actual Anunnaki story be kind of a thing where we're thinking that it's coming from outer space, but it's really coming from deep within the earth, within under the ground from the earth, from like a flat plane?
Well, according to some of the ancient legends, the reason they can't leave the earth is because we in what's called a light cold lockdown. The light cold lockdown is the description of what we call the Van Allen belt. The Van Allen belt is the radiation barrier into outer space, and they have what's called windows to shift them from one level of atmosphere to the other. And so the dome is actually the furthest reaches of a torsion field. And it's some kind of science involved with keeping us within the confines of that radiation belt.
All right, let's move on. Hold on, Genesis. Let's get to Meta Williams in the building. What up, Meta?
You gotta unmute yourself, brother.
Yes, sir. Peace to you, brother. Good to see you,
It's
man.
Meter. My bad. Hey,
Meter.
man. Peace to the panel. What's up, Chief Pontiac?
Peace, God. How you
Rod
doing?
Hayes, man. I had dreads, bro. We chopped it
Yeah.
up a couple times, few times. But I got a couple things to add, and it's just to add on to some of the things that you were saying, and it is dealing with the GG. So the GG was stationed. Well, what's that? The Emerald Tablets of Thoth, and it's a couple areas where they explained about the GG. The GG was
I
in
think it's
Mars.
Atrahasis.
Yeah. The GG was stationed in Mars, and it was a working class, and they had got fed up because they didn't have no women or nothing, and all they was doing was just working. But from my understanding, it was more of them than it was. Well, it was all Anunnaki. It was just different races, and I knew came because of Enlil and Enki on and off disputes. So when the GG got aggressive, then I knew stepped in and gave them a little bit more. But then that's when, this is where I want you to go in at. Eden. Because some say it was like a laboratory, gated. And when the GG came down, and then Anu was like, yo, this is what we're gonna do. That's when they got the splice and things like that with Eden. And then you got Anana. She carried the first Homo sapien sapien for to be a working class, like slave.
Mm-hmm.
Can you elaborate on that?
We already touched on all of that you just
Well,
said.
I set the phone down for a minute, man. I apologize.
Yeah, we went over all that information already.
Yeah, but then, well, we can go in on. Can you explain? Well, you did a show with what's the name with shadow work. I just want to go deep and just give the people, you know what I'm saying, a little wide range of how you becoming, man, and it be so deep and dope. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Well, we
Hey,
just right
side, come
now.
back to.
Yeah, right now we just on here with Sai. He wanted to talk about the Anunnaki, so we
Yeah,
so
I you know,
yeah.
yeah. So, side, come
All
back
right.
to me, man. I
All right.
can
Let me get
come back
to
to me.
let me get to my man Cosmic Chris. I know Cosmic getting ready to go into space. He getting ready to get into the aliens. And I think Cosmic think he's probably one of the new you know,
the phenom.
Anunnakis. Let's go, Cosmic.
Yeah, shout out to you, peace to the panel. No,
Peace, brothers.
I just want I'm coming to you more of a student right now. I know last time we talked, we had a little, you know what I'm saying, we was going back and forth on a good topics. I just want to come as a student a little bit.
I like your tree in the background. Nice tree, brother.
You know, I don't celebrate all that, but you know, my girl.
Should have got the colorful lights, man. The color light.
And it's a black tree. It's blacked out, just so you know. That's why I look like that. You feel me?
Should have got the black lights
black all the way.
Should have got the black lights.
Yeah. Oh, we working on it. Ain't done yet. I'm waiting for my son to come over. You know what I'm saying? And
there you go, brother.
And we gonna get right. So.
Yep.
Now, I want to ask you, what can you teach us about Anunnaki putting caps on our lifespans?
On Earth, we have all the color spectrum of humans in our genome on Earth. So we would suspect that if we have any genetic ties to the ones they call the black gods, that they would have the same genetic trait for skin pigmentation depending on where they was at, and they probably had more conscious control on who to give massive amounts of melanin to and who to reduce it on in order for the environment they was adapting to.
All right.
Cool. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, let me go on to my my big brother Apostle. You got any more questions, Apostle? Are you good?
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
I wanted to ask him, is it about melanin, aliens and gods and stuff? What do you know about well, what's this? These blonde.
You talking about the Nordic races of extraterrestrials?
Right, the Nordics.
Yeah, some of them are Arcturian, some of them are Pleiadian. Right. And they got a couple of more lesser star systems that they inhabited.
You heard about the tall whites and
then you have like the Procyon have the fullest color spectrum in they community, from pale face to almost imperceivable in the darkness of the sky black.
Right. You know,
they come in
this thing they call sleep where you can't move in your sleep, you're conscious.
Sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis. I used to get it when I was young. My sons get it now. Eventually, I grew out of it. I don't know, somewhere in my 50s, 40s and 50s, I stopped having it. But when I was 17, I initially wanted to experience, I usually wake myself up, but I wanted to experience the full effect of it. And I tell you, man, I thought I saw what could be determined as a shiny one. I saw a form of a being that literally glittered, and it came to me. Scared the hell out of me, and I forced myself to wake up. I never did that again. But that is an experience that I experienced once. And it puts me in mind of where they talk about the gleaming ones or the shiny ones. Are you familiar with them?
Yeah. And when you see them in the dream state, you normally looking at them in what's called the whole light form, meaning the light body, not their physical body. Most of us call the light body spirit or soul, right? But we keep believing that our body is who we is, and that we not using our body to express who we is. So we have access to information that's non-local. We can see things with the mind that the body, when you around it, you can't see it. Right? In the 3D form, you can't see but 1% of the light spectrum. That means 99% of the light spectrum. There's something going on over there, but you can't see it.
Right.
Right. And when you in the sleep state, you in fourth dimensional mind matrix. You can see more because you're using more of the mind in that state than you could if you was awake in your 3D body.
Exactly.
Right. So the psychic abilities is the higher senses of the spiritual self to perceive additional information that's not available by looking with the eyes, listening with the ears, smelling with the nose, or tasting with the tongue. But your higher senses can use your lower senses to translate the information for you if you understand how you talk to your higher self.
True that.
All right. Okay. Moving right along. Can you elaborate on the concept of Earth as a free will universe versus the Anunnaki restricted will universe?
In a restricted will universe, it's going to make it easier to understand the free will universe. In the restricted will universe, everybody had to follow what the rulers say, no matter what it is. Period. In the free will universe, you have the right to disassociate from anything that doesn't agree with who you are as a person. Right? So a person might come up and he might be wearing a jalabia and a turban, and he want to tell you about Islam. I don't want to hear about Islam, right? Or it might be a dude knocking on your door from Jesus Christ and the Latter-day Saints coming to propagate the church. I don't want to hear about what you got to say, right? That's not my paradigm. I don't accept that paradigm. You can do that in the free will universe. In a restricted will universe, the ones with the authority is clearly identified, and you got to do what they say. So here,
go ahead, brother.
So here, under free will, you have the right to plot your life out if you understand how to do it and follow the steps to make your best life, right? But in a restricted will universe, it's like being in a permanent caste system. You only do what the leader tell you, and you don't do nothing else.
But that can vary, right? Not just universally, but from country to country.
It can also, like in India, they have a caste system that's firmly fixed.
Right.
All right. Hold on, Apostle. I wanted to finish asking this question too.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted clarity on that.
When we talk about the Anunnakis, every time I look up the Anunnaki, it's always looking like a European man. The Anunnaki look European. Where's the Anunnaki women? How come we never talk about the women? Because if it was Anunnaki men who were giants, what about the women? Were they giants as well?
They talk about a lot of women in the tablets. They talk about a rich gal. They talk about Inanna. They talk about Ninti, Mamie. So they talk about them, but we so patriarchally oriented that we don't hear the female name when we talk about other stuff that's promoting the female gender. If it's propping up the feminine, the patriarchal, because part of the war is patriarchal over matriarchy. To subjugate the natural matriarchy out of Earth. The only way they can turn Earth into a restricted will universe is to win it by military conquest, or by all of the people on the planet, or the majority agreeing to go along with that restricted will dogma. Most of us don't want that stuff. Even the ones of us that don't agree with Rod Hayes, because you got a right not to agree. And anybody tell you got to agree with everything they say is trying to control you to your detriment, but they benefit. So,
go ahead.
Yeah.
The chief scientist was a female, wasn't she?
One of them.
Yeah. Insecure, or I know it's Enil's sister.
That was a Richka gal.
Yeah.
She was the one. She was the one who first successfully carried the hybrid between Anunnaki and the Homo species that created us. She had physically carried that fetus, according to the story.
Yeah, he right.
Yeah,
that's what it say in the story. But they said that was Inanna that carried the baby, and she said, "Look, I have gave birth to the first man."
Right. Right.
If you're talking that side, you're on mute unless you're on the phone.
Yeah, I got you. How does the story of Abraham in the Bible relate to the Anunnaki? See, I want to keep it on the Anunnaki because that's what this is about. That's
right.
what title is. So I wanna get everything out of you that I could find out and learn about the Anunnaki. Now,
Abraham's point of origin becomes significant to the Anunnaki story because Abraham originated from Ur the Chaldees, right? And Ur the Chaldees is also an ancient city from the area of Babylon, Sumer, and Acadia. It's from that same geography. But Abraham, the name Abraham, Ab means heart in Kemet. Ra means the supreme deity. And Chem is Chem, which means the melanin or the black dot. So that they use an acronym to conceal something. Right. So his name went from Ab Ram, right, the heart of Ram, to the heart of Ra, the black god Chem. So
yes,
that was the Chaldean connection is where you would see the closest connection to Abraham and Sumer.
Can you explain more about the Earthborn humans and their relationship to the stars?
We walk in stardust, right? Our spirit body is governed by one of them stars in the sky. Normally, in that little area where your zodiac sign is where your star is in the sky. The light from that star is expressed through your genome in communication with the earth and the sun. Right? So when your stardust form, your spirit body, you need a physical vessel to inhabit. Right? So your light body begin to look for a station to tune into, which we call it a genome code, a series of markers on the DNA that allows this particular light body to access this physical form.
All right, let me go to Neil Spite real quick. Neil Spite, man, do you have a question, brother?
Actually, I wanted to say peace to you, brother, Chief Pontiac. How you doing today?
Peace, brother. How you doing? I'm doing pretty fair for a square.
Right. So I had a 2-question and 1 statement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The first statement is, I'm from Detroit, and Chief Pontiac was a chief in Detroit, and it was a story about. That's where you get the Pontiac car and all that. But it was a story about him